So this bhajan, what we are going to sing today, is one of the most important bhajans by which we start our day. Din hi shuru hota hai isse. Whatever we are going to do now, at 4:30 in the morning, if you come to the temple, which is called as what? What is that called as? Mangala Arati. Okay, that's the time that the deity doors open. And Radha and Krishna are in their night dress. All the deities are in their night dress. So, first what do? We sing, we chant the glories of who? Of who? Guru. Because without Guru, we cannot get Krishna. Guru ka sthan Bhagwan se bhi upar hota hai, right? So, we start our day with Guru Ashtakam. Guru Ashtakam. Ashtakam means what? Anything which has got how many verses? Ashta matlab 8. Okay. So anything which has got 8 verses is called Ashtakam. So this is Guru Ashtakam. Right. So this is the thing which we sing. And normally in the morning, okay, when you are waking up the Lord, no, normally in the temple, okay, in ISKCON we officially have something called as Kirtan standards. Right. So in the morning we don't sing like disco music. Okay, that music is for evening time, correct? Around 6 o'clock type, right? In the morning as well as in the night, the kirtan when you are singing, it has to be a little bit sober, thoda thanda, thoda sober. And morning tunes, morning ke specific rag hota hai. So in the morning we sing a specific type of tune, okay? So it's very sober. The mridanga also, the fellow doesn't beat like that, jor jor se, right? It has to be very gentle mridanga because the Lord is just waking up. Just imagine, no? When you are waking up, what would you like? Would you like to hear a bomb blast or something like that? Or would you like to hear something very gentle, slowly moving up and up and up? Aisa hota hai na wo, right? So like that. So that is the mood of this particular bhajan. So normally it is not sung in the evening, but then we have to learn this, no, together, correct? So that is why we are singing now, okay? So every day morning, if you can all sing this, okay? It is suggested that every day morning you can sing it. कहाँ पे गा सकते हैं? कहाँ पे गा सकते हैं? नहाते वक्त. Okay, correct, no? Those are the times you can sing several bhajans, because that is the time that you can use, because you are not doing anything else at that time. You are taking bath. So नहाते वक्त क्या करना है? You can keep singing these bhajans, right? For me, every day I sing it. This one. Plus there are few others which I will teach. Okay. So ऐसा नहीं कि बस ये गाने के लिए फिर extra time निकालना पड़ेगा, उसके वजह से कुछ हो जाएगा. No. Nothing like that will happen. Okay. So do it as a part of your daily routine. Okay. Okay. Ready? We would like one of you all also to learn how to play kartals. Whoever is enthusiastic, you can also play. एक kartal यहाँ भी रख दीजिए for others. Anyone, so that whoever wants to learn can. You want to learn, okay? So how to learn? You know how to play kartal? How many of you don't know how to play kartal? Okay. Okay, others know how to play. Very good. So how do you do kartal? Kartal, usually most of the songs we will do 3-beat. 2-beat abhi nahi karenge, okay? Do you know the difference between 2-beat and 3-beat? For example, 3-beat is Hare Krishna, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is called as what? 3-beat. Okay. 2-beat का क्या बोलो अभी? 2-beat is Damodar Ashtakam. Okay. Namamishwaram Satchidananda Rupam. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Whoa, that is a 2-beat song. So right now we are not doing 2-beat. We will do a simple 3-beat wala. Okay? 3-beat is easy. So this is also 3-beat only. Samsara Dava is usually 3-beat. Okay? So let's all sing. Okay? I'll lead and then all of you follow. Okay? Samsara Dava Nalalidha Loka Pranaya Karunya Gana Ganatvam Praptasya Kalyana Gunarnavasya Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravindam Mahaprabhu Kirtana Natya Gita वादित्यमाद्यान् मनसोरसेना मनसोरसेना रोमाञ्चकं पाश्रुतरङ्गभाजो वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्दम्। प्रभु लाइट श्री विग्रहाराधन नित्य नाना श्रृंगार तन्मन्दिरमर्जनादो श्री विग्रहाराधन नित्य युक्तस्य भक्त्यांश्च नियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्दम्। चतुर्विधा श्री भगवत प्रसादो स्वादन्न तृप्तान् हरिभक्त संघान्। कृत्वैव तृप्ते भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्दम्। श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपार माधुर्य लीला गुणरूपनाम्ना। श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपार माधुर्य लीला गुणरूपनाम्ना। श्रीराधिका गुणरूपनाम्ना प्रतिक्षणा स्वाधनलोलुपस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्दम्। प्रतिक्षणा स्वाधनलोलुपस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्दम्। निकुंजयो नो रतिकेलिशे जाय यायाली भेर्युक्तिरपेक्षणीया। तत्र त्रिदाक्ष्यात् अतिवल्लभस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्दम्। साक्षाद्धरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे उक्तस्तथा भाव्यथ एव शद्दि। किन्तु प्रभोया प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरु श्रीचरणरविन्दम्। Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado Yasya prasadan nagati kutopi Yayan stuvam stasya yasastri sandhyam Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Samsara Dava Naladidaloka Pranaya Karunya Gana Ganatam Praptasya Kalyana Gunarnavasya Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Sri Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Sri Charanarvindam And then it goes Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale and so on and so forth. Okay, and then Jaya Sri Krishna Jai, then Hare Krishna, same thing, Hare Krishna. This is the normal morning meter that we do. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Year after year, this is the tune in the morning, right? There are other ways of singing it also, but not now. We will do some other tunes also, but not now. We'll do it in a different context, in a different setup. So, but this is the tune. Okay. So, who would like to practice this and sing? No, not now. Not time. Yeah. No force, by the way. Nobody needs to sing this bhajan. Okay, next week. No forcing. It is only asking. Whoever wants to can sing. Anyone wants to volunteer, or you don't have to raise your hand. If you want to volunteer, tell us next time that you would like to sing and you can sing. Okay? And if nobody wants to sing, that's also fine. I will sing. Okay? No force, no pressure. Okay? Hare Krishna. Thank you. So now, what we will do is, we will see the translation of this very beautiful morning prayer. Does anyone want to read the translation? Go ahead.
The spiritual master is receiving benediction from the ocean of mercy, just as a cloud pours water on forest fire to extinguish it. So the spiritual master delivers the materially affected world by extinguishing the blazing fire of material existence. Offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master, who is ocean of auspicious qualities. Keep it.
Chanting the holy name, dancing in ecstasy, singing and playing
Mic nahi hai kya?
music.
So that others can hear. Those who can't see, at least they can hear what you're saying.
Chanting the holy name, dancing in ecstasy, singing and playing musical instruments. The spiritual master is always, clad in by the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he is releasing the mellows of pure devotion within the mud. Sometimes his hair stands on end. He feels
ये थोड़ा
in his
ऐसे हो जाएगा
body
नहीं वो बाजू नहीं अच्छा प्लग पॉइंट है क्या
curing his body and the flow from the eyes like waves. I offer my respectful
obeisances means dandavats
unto the lotus feet of such spiritual master.
yes
The spiritual master is always engaged in the temple worship of Sri Radha and Krishna. He also engages his disciples in such a worship to dress the deities in beautiful clothes and ornaments, clean their temple, and perform other similar worship of the Lord. I offer my respectful obeisances up to the lotus feet of such a spiritual master.
Mataji is want to read sorry any one of you
The spiritual master is always offering Krishna four kinds of delicious food, as that which is chewed, drunk, and sucked. When the spiritual master sees that the devotees are satisfied by eating Bhagavad Prasad, he is satisfied. I offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master.
thank you
The spiritual master. The spiritual master is very dear because he is expert in assisting the gopis. The spiritual master is always eager to hear and chant about the unlimited conjugal pastimes of Radhika and Madhava and their qualities, names and forms. The spiritual master aspires to relish these at every moment. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master.
The spiritual master is to be honored as the spiritual master is very dear because he is expert in assisting the gopis who at different times make different tasteful arrangements for the perfection of Radha and Krishna conjugal loving affairs within the groves of Vrindavana. I offer my most humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master.
The spiritual master is to be honored as much as the Supreme Lord because he is the most confidential servitor of the Lord. This is acknowledged in all revealed scriptures and followed by all authorities. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Shri Hari Krishna.
By the mercy of spiritual master, one receives the benediction of Krishna. Without the grace of the spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. Therefore, I should always remember and praise the spiritual master. At least 3 times a day, I should offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master.
Hare Krishna. The last line is not really sung in the temple, but yeah, you can read it. Yeah.
One who with great care and alteration loudly recites this beautiful prayer to the spiritual master during the Brahma Muhurat.
Correct. Brahma Muhurat. Yeah, correct. You're right. ठीक है. Don't worry about yeah.
Brahma Muhurat obtains direct service to Krishna.
Okay, so the last Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
the Lord of Vrindavana at the time of his death.
Yeah. So one who chants this at Brahma Muhurta, what benediction is given? What is the blessing? Huh? Direct service to who? At Vrindavana at the time of death. Okay, what a beautiful benediction. So why should we not chant this? Correct, no? Itna. So the last line, number 9, whenever such sentence comes, no, whoever chants this, blah blah will happen. उसको क्या बोलते हैं? फलश्रुति. What is it called? फलश्रुति. फलश्रुति means उसको सुनना या बोलने का उसका फल क्या होता है? फलश्रुति. So it's giving you a फलश्रुति. That's why फलश्रुति is not sung. Okay. So it's just mentioned there. But the 8 Ashtakam is sung like this. So whoever wants can chant. You can hear this on the internet. Samsara Dava, if you put this here, you will get tune. How to sing this. Most of the bhajans, I would personally recommend for all of you to hear these bhajans sung by one devotee called Swarup Damodar Prabhu. You can note down if you want in your paper today. Swarup Damodar Prabhu. You put that because he has sung proper ISKCON tunes very beautifully. Very melodiously he has sung. Swarup Damodar Prabhu. In fact, I have a USB stick. Okay. But how do I give it to all of you? All these bhajans which we would like you all to hear. I can bring that USB stick here. सबके लैपटॉप में डाल के आप लेके जाएंगे. गूगल ड्राइव में डाल देंगे. हाँ चलो ठीक है. गूगल ड्राइव में डाल देंगे. ठीक है. हाँ. Yeah. But if I put it in Google Drive, it's easy, no, for everyone. Yeah. I need your help. Okay. So what I'll give you is a stick. You put it in Google Drive or whatever. Okay. Nachu Mataji, I'm telling. Behind. Okay. All right. So that is Guru. So who do we meditate on when we sing this? Who is that? Correct. Very good. At this stage, you all meditate on Srila Prabhupada. Once you get your own personal spiritual master, which is called as Diksha Guru, then you can meditate on him also. Not that we forget Prabhupada. Prabhupada ka patta kat gaya abhi. Not like that. We remember everyone. Okay. But primarily we should remember Prabhupada. Okay. Because of him only we are all here. Otherwise we'll be sitting in a pub on a Friday night. Thursday evening, abhi baith ke kidhar, no, you know what would have happened, correct? We have been saved, okay? So, okay, let's start the rest of the program. So there are no new members today, right? Nobody is coming for the first time, right? Today? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes.
Thank you.
I am Smita Srinivas Kulkarni from Mumbai.
अरे वाह. मी पण मुंबईचा आहे. मुंबईहून.
Mumbai. I am from Mulund.
Mulund West, East.
Mulund East.
Okay, who have you come with?
My daughter.
I knew that, I guessed that. फिर भी पूछा मैंने. बहुत अच्छा लगा आपको
I am
देख
for
के.
3 months here.
अच्छा, okay.
In the month of December, 15 December, I will go back.
December 15th आप जा रहे हो वापस? अच्छा ठीक है. आपने लाल बाग का गणपति मिस कर दिया.
I never go, but
Yeah?
never go.
You don't go for that?
No, so rush.
How much rush?
No, I can take darshan from TV.
Okay. ठीक है. Nice. Thank you. बहुत अच्छा लगा आप आए. Thank you. हाँ, but जब तक यहाँ हो आते रहिए. हाँ? Okay. हरे कृष्णा. So please welcome her. Yes, Prabhu. Sorry? नहीं. In this, not really, because printouts are gए. Have they come? Still on the way, no? So maybe, yeah. Then we may need to project the material, today's material. So hard copy. This you may need to project on the thing.
It's on the board.
Yeah.
We have used phone. We all are open in the phone because Nachumataji said.
Okay, but still we will project it for the benefit of those who find it difficult to read from the phone. For example, me. Okay. So, very quickly, one or two things. First is, today is the appearance day of... Oh, sorry, you don't have the material. If you have a soft copy of the material, please open the material. Today is the appearance day of His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Okay. Now, who is Bhakti Vinod Thakur? You may be wondering. Never heard of him before, correct? Yes. Once upon a time, I had also not heard of him before. Okay. Yes. So he is the 1, 2, 3, 4th personality. Dipankar Prabhu, can you please point to Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahashay on the altar, please? Okay. Okay, that personality sitting there. Okay. Now, I obviously I would like you all to hear classes on Bhakti Vinod Thakur. If I start giving a class, it will be 2 hours gone. Correct. So I will not give a class on Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Right. Now, I have given many classes in the temple. If you want, you can hear it. If you go back to ISKCON Desiratory, I have somehow it happens that at least his appearance disappears. Somehow I have been on the roster many times. I think he is the personality I have spoken on most. Okay, over the last 15 years or 17 years. But still, very briefly, His Holiness Bhakti. So all of you know Prabhupada at least by now, correct? Who founded ISKCON? He is the founder Acharya of ISKCON, right? What is Prabhupada's spiritual master's name? Prabhupada's guru ka naam? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. That is Prabhupada's spiritual master. Who is his spiritual master? Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. If you don't remember it, that's okay. Okay, but and who is his spiritual master? Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So Prabhupada ke guru, right? So our guru is called our guru, and our guru's guru is called as what? Parama Guru. So he is the guru of Prabhupada's Parama Guru. Okay, so he is a very senior, leader in the Vaishnava movement. Okay, obviously they have all gone back to the spiritual world. But what is the one salient thing? I'll just leave you with 1 point, 1 or 2 points about Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Do you remember I told you that if we are good at our jobs, what does company give you maximum? Bonus they will give you. Correct or no? All of you want to work, how many of you like to work remotely from home rather than going into office? Correct. So suppose you have to go to office and it is not Australia. Okay, you have to go to office in Mumbai, right? Your house is in Mulund West and your office is in Church Gate. आदमी उधर ही पिस जाता है, करेक्ट? दादर में उतरो, चेंज करो, छत्रपति शिवाजी टर्मिनस में उतर के बस ले लो. Horrible it is. Nariman point. I have done it for many years of my life. That's why I quit India movement. Okay, मेरे से नहीं हुआ. Okay, my whole education was also like that. I had to take a train, go up to Matunga till my engineering. Then I had to take a train. I had to go to Churchgate till my MBA. No, I'm a seasoned traveler in Mumbai's local trains. Okay, with half my body hanging outside. Okay, and the poles have to be avoided every time, like that. So it is horrible, right? So in such a situation, even when my work life started, I used to work with a company called PricewaterhouseCoopers. Many of you know that. Okay? I started my career with them. It was called as Coopers and Lybrand at that time. So their office was at a place called Worli. There also I had to, do the train in the morning. There's no other way in Bombay. If you take taxi and all, you will never reach in life. Okay, at peak hours, right? So therefore, in such a situation, what if the company is very happy with my performance and say, Dear Jagannath Ram Prabhu, kahan rehte ho aap? And then I say, I live in Vikhroli, for example. Okay, that's where I lived at that time. Okay, and they say, you are so important to us. Okay. Or where is Kaustubh Prabhu? Okay. Okay, now listen here. The company is telling me, we are so happy with your performance. इतना अच्छा एम्प्लॉय हो आप, क्यों कष्ट कर रहे हो रेलवे लाइन में? हम लोग आपके घर से डायरेक्ट रेलवे लाइन बनाएंगे नरीमन पॉइंट के लिए, और वो सिर्फ डायरेक्ट आप, इट विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द फुटस्टेप्स ऑफ योर हाउस, दैट रेलवे लाइन, एंड इट विल एंड एट ऑफिस. Which boss will do this? Have you heard of any company doing this? No. This personality, for him, He was so good at his work that the Britishers, what they did, they said they laid a railway line from his house to his office. How good can someone be at and this person is a devotee. Okay. That good he was at his work. So if I had to tell one thing which if I remember about him is this. So efficient at his work. And what was he? He was a magistrate. The kind of decisions he used to give, it was absolutely based on the principles of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. And even the Britishers loved his decision making because it was absolutely neutral and the best decisions he used to give. Right? And also a very spiritually powerful person. He used to be in the circuits, in the circles of very erudite people like Sri Rabindranath Tagore, if you have heard. Right? So us zamane mein, they all used to be in the literary academic circles. So very, very learned person, a Vedic scholar. Okay. He was a scholar in almost everything, whatever he touched, like that. And then he was so good at his work also, on top of that they built railway line for him. Okay. So this is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And he has written so many books in Krishna Bhakti. One of the most favorite books of mine, which clarified, which kind of, I couldn't keep the book down. It's such a fat book. I couldn't keep the book down when I opened it. It's called Jaiva Dharma. That was one of the best treatises that I've ever read of His Holiness Bhakti Vinod Thakur Mahasaya. You remember that once upon a time I told you the definition of dharma. What did I tell you? Dharma is the swabhava of a vastu. Did I tell you that? You remember? Dharma is the innate characteristic of an object. Like for example, पानी का धर्म क्या है? बहना. Right? And then when the water is kept in fridge, what happens? It's kept in an artificial environment, so it loses its dharma. That example I could have never ever spoken had I not read it in his book. That was from his book that I told that example. He opens the definition of dharma in such an easy way that everyone can understand. So this is a book called Jaiva Dharma. Jaiva Dharma is a story he is writing about a devotee. एक आदमी डिवोटी भी नहीं, वो घूम रहा है. इन गुजराती विषय रखड़े छे. ओके, और रखड़ रहे हो, घूम रहे हैं एंड भक्तों के संगत में आ गया, घूमते घूमते रखड़ते रखड़ते भक्तों के संगत में आ गया. एंड हाउ दैट पर्सन गोज ऑन टू बिकम अ परमहंस. दिस इज द जर्नी ऑफ सच अ पर्सन. दैट बुक इज कॉल्ड एज व्हाट? जैव धर्मा. एंड इन दैट ही गिव्स हाउ दैट पर्सन मूव्स फ्रॉम श्रद्धा, उसके बाद वाला भूल गया मैं, साधु संगा, भजन क्रिया, खिचड़ी हो गया ना अभी, एप्पल ऑरेंज मसाला डोसा. ओके, फाइंड द ऑड वन आउट. ओके, ओके, once again, Shraddha. These are the stages of bhakti, not the different processes of bhakti. Stages. Shraddha. Shraddha means what? Faith. उस faith से आदमी करता क्या है? साधु संघ में आता है, जैसे आप लोग आए, करेक्ट? साधु संघ. देन आने के बाद क्या करते हैं? भजन क्रिया. वो करते करते अनर्थ निवृत्ति. उसके बाद firm faith in God, unshakable faith in God. अनर्थ सब गया तो भगवान starts revealing himself, gives you firm faith. उसके बाद रुचि. पाद सेवनम is process. This is milestones. Okay, do not confuse. उसके बाद कौन सा स्टेज में आता है आदमी? रुचि. रुचि मीन्स व्हाट? टेस्ट. भक्ति का लत लग जाता है. टेस्ट. बियॉन्ड टेस्ट इज व्हाट? आसक्ति. आसक्ति मीन्स अटैचमेंट टू कृष्णा. बियॉन्ड आसक्ति इज व्हाट? रुचि. आसक्ति. भाव. भाव मीन्स व्हाट? वी गेट वेरी इमोशनल thinking about Krishna, high emotions for Krishna, and then finally it is what? Prem. That is called as love. Once again.
Shraddha, sadhu sangha, bhajan kriya, ananta nivritti, nishtha, ruchi, bhava, asakti, bhava.
Correct. Okay, so these are the stages. So how that devotee, जो रखड़े छे वाला devotee, जो रखड़ रहा है, घूम रहा है, how he comes into contact with Paramahamsas, how he progresses from one stage to another. It's almost like the story of Raju ban gaya gentleman, like that. So it's a story of an ordinary man like all of us who then becomes a big devotee like that, very very dear devotee of the Lord, pure devotee, pura stage life cycle. So he has written that book. Okay, so if you want you can read it. Okay, that's his contribution. Today is his appearance day. On his appearance, he is such an important spiritual master in our movement that we do half-day fasting. Today we had half-day fasting, so we did not eat till 12 noon. After that we broke our fast. Mandir mein ek program with, unfortunately my boss spoiled my day. We had meeting, so I couldn't go, otherwise I wanted to go, right? Okay, just another announcement. His Holiness Devamrit Maharaja's retreat is there. With folded hands we request all of you to kindly attend. Please don't say retreat है अभी क्या जाने क्या है, ऐसा मत सोचो. मन ऐसे ही बोलेगा. मन का काम क्या है, यही बोलने का. अभी क्या फ्राइडे प्रोग्राम है तो जा रहे हैं ना, अभी क्या रिट्रीट जाने का, अभी एक फ्राइडे आराम करने का. Mind will always tell like this, but please, you have no idea what you will miss. You have no idea what you will miss by not going. You don't know what you will miss, correct? So please attend the retreat. Please take association of Devamrit Maharaj. Ask him questions. He is an expert in Vaishnava philosophy. Okay, he has studied in which university? Yale University. At least उतना उसके लिए तो मिलना उनसे. How often do you get someone who has studied in Ivy League universities like Yale and Harvard? You don't meet such people very often. How often do you bump into people who are global speakers in international forums? He is amongst them. How often do you meet a speaker who is very clear about what he speaks and very humorous also? Devamrit Swami. So please meet him. Please take his association. He has dedicated his life to spreading this mission. He is a sannyasi. Okay, so please, and the way he answers questions, he's got a very subtle sense of humor, right? When I think of him, I remember P.G. Wodehouse. Have you heard of P.G. Wodehouse? Anyone has heard of P.G. Wodehouse? Never? Okay. So P.G. Wodehouse is a famous author. Okay. In fact, it is said that when you go to IIT first year, everyone reads P.G. Wodehouse. Like that. Okay. So he's got a very subtle sense of humor. P.G. Wodehouse. So Devamrit Maharaja's humor is almost like the P.G. Wodehouse type of humor. Very subtle. ऐसा humor देते हैं कि मतलब it's unbelievable how he is. He's a very intelligent man. One of the most intellectual persons that I've ever met in my life. Please, I request all of you to come. In Australia, he has inspired so many youth people to give up bad habits, and all these people have surrendered their lives and they are all serving in the temple. Most of them, the youth have been inspired by Devamrit Swami, right? So please come, please take his association. Don't take it lightly, please. I don't know how to sell Devamrit Swami to you. Because I can do it, but it will take time. It will take 1 hour. I can go on speaking, but I will not. Right? But please come. Thank you. Tell that mind, don't give me contradictory messages. Man kya bolega? The job of the mind is to take you away from pure devotees. Do not let your mind win in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Mind is who? Kaurava. Okay. Soul is what? Paramatma is Pandavas. Paramatma guide. Take the guidance from Super Soul, not from the mind. Okay. Hare Krishna. Verse for today. This is a verse which nobody has usually heard of. True or false? False. Everybody has heard of this verse. Very famous verse from. Oh, you have to register for the program. So please ensure you do your registrations today itself. Because ये retreat बहुत जल्दी खत्म हो जाता है देवामृत महाराज का. Then you will regret that registration नहीं किया. It's a one day only ना. सवेरे जाने का शाम को आने का. Correct? So please come. And you will get an idea of also how spiritual retreats are. I'm sure many of you have never attended a spiritual retreat. एक बार आजमा के तो देखिए क्या होता है. ये भी experience आ जाएगा life में. Okay. Verse for today. Let's begin. Okay. कर्मणेवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर् Mate sango astu akarmani. You can pronounce it as astu akarmani. Okay? Or okay, Mate sango stvakarmani. ऐसा भी बोल सकते हो. Stvakarmani. Join it together. Mate sango stvakarmani. Okay, but I'm just breaking up into Sanskrit. Astu akarmani, like that. Okay, Mate. But when you are saying, you can say like that. Mate sango stvakarmani. कर्मणेवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर् मा ते संगोस्त्वकर्मणि. Who wants to recite? कर्मणेवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर् मा ते संगोस्त्वकर्मणि. Very nice, Mataji. Beautifully recited. Yeah. Prabhuji, anyone?
कर्मणेवाधिकारस्ते
कर्मणेवाधिकारस्ते
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा कर्मफले हेतुर्भूर्
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर् मा ते संगोस्त्वकर्मणि. The meter has to go down when you are reciting. When you are reciting like this, ma faleshu kadachana, then it doesn't go high. Ma karma ऐसा नहीं आता है. Ma karma phala heturbhur नीचे आएगा थोड़ा. Then ma te sango like that. Okay. माता जी आप. Okay. कर्मणेवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर् मा ते संगोस्त्वकर्मणि. Anyone else? Yeah, go ahead.
कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते
कर्मणेवाधिकारस्ते
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्
मा ते संगोस्त्वकर्मणि.
Anyone else? Prabhuji's side.
कर्माणि वाधिकरस्ते
कर्मणेवाधिकारस्ते
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा फलेषु कदाचन
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्
मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूर्
ते संगोस्त्वकर्मणि.
मा ते संगोस्त्वकर्मणि. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty. Yeah, go ahead. Let's all repeat. Yeah. But you are not entitled to the fruits of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities. And never be attached to not doing your duty. What a beautiful verse, no? Very famous verse. Very famous verse. जिसको भी भगवत गीता नहीं आता है वो भी ये वर्स जानता है. Because of that morning Mahabharat. उसमें आता था ना वो. So we'll repeat the translation twice. Okay? You all read. We'll follow. Who wants to lead? English में है. प्रभु जी, you want to read? योगेश प्रभु आप बोलिए.
You have a right to perform your prescribed duty.
You have a right to perform your prescribed duty.
But you are not entitled to the fruits of action.
But you are not entitled to the fruits of action.
Never consider yourself the cause of results
Never consider yourself the cause of the results
of your activities.
of your activities.
And never be attached to
And-
not doing your duty.
And never be attached to not doing your duty. Rishabh Prabhu.
You have a right to perform your prescribed duty,
You have a right to perform your prescribed duty,
but you are not entitled to the fruits of action.
but you are not entitled to the fruits of action.
Never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities,
Never consider yourselves the cause of the results of your activities,
and never be attached to not doing your duty.
and never be attached to not doing your duty. Okay. So very briefly, I'll explain this verse. Of course, we can give a class, but बहुत brief में अभी. You have a right to perform your prescribed duty. To do our duty is our fundamental right. But you are not entitled to the fruits of action. जो भी काम कर रहे हैं हम, whatever we do, we never get obsessed with the fruits of that activity. Why? क्यों ऐसा बोल रहे हैं भगवान? Apply your knowledge, whatever you have learned till now. Why should we be not attached to the, why are we not entitled to the fruits of action? Because the fruits of action come from what? From our previous karma. Not from the karma that we think should result in that fruit. Does that make sense to you? I studied for IIT JEE, but therefore I should get admission. Okay? Fine. That expectation is there. But even if you study for IIT JEE, you may not get admission. Why? Because उस वक्त शनि दशा चलता होगा आपका. शनि दशा क्यों चल रहा है? Because of previous karma. Because of your previous karma, you are born into a permutation and combination of planetary positions, which then influence your life. Right? Some fellow would not have studied, would have only studied 80% of what we did. And then he will get into. Just imagine, one of my friends, he lost the JEE rank by 2 or 3. वो पूरा frustrated हो गया था life में, right? Just missed, right? And then obviously went to BITS Pilani, but still just missed IIT. तो क्या difference था उसमें and those fellow who were just 1 or 2 ranks ahead of him? Karma, right? Right? So therefore, we get results अपने जीवन में, whatever money we get, whatever fame we get, whatever good things we get, as well as bad things that happen in our life, are as a result of Purva Janma karma or previous karma. It could be even in this lifetime's previous karma, right? Which results in planetary positions which then influence the results, right? So, do not consider saying that I have done this, therefore I must get the fruits of the results. Because when we think like that, when we think like that, we are minimizing we are completely minimizing the role of karma. Whether we minimize or not, karma will still act on us. Whether I respect my boss or not, he will still decide my performance appraisal. Whether will I believe in him or not, he will still do my performance appraisal. Right? It doesn't run by my beliefs. It runs by universal laws. The universal laws of karma decide जिसको क्या मिलता है. ठीक है? That's why that Hindi song is there. वक्त से पहले किस्मत से ज़्यादा किसी को मिला है ना किसी को मिलेगा. ठीक है? So that is what is kismat. Kismat is what? Kismat is nothing but our karma. Hare Krishna. Would you like to sit? So Kismat is nothing but, yes.
I have a question.
Yes, Madhuri. No problem.
So what is the role of hard work then?
Very good question. So, in other words, some people will say, I don't need to do any work. Correct? No. Not doing any work itself is bad karma. Not doing any work is a symptom of which mode of material nature? Mode of ignorance. Because you remember, now go back to those basics. Mode of ignorance is what? Lazy. It's also called indolence in English. Indolence means laziness, lethargic. अरे चलता है, कुछ नहीं करेंगे. No. What happens if you're in mode of ignorance? What happens? Eventually, what will happen is the nature of the soul is to do some activity or the other, because we are constitutionally meant to act. Okay, so if we are not acting, what will happen? We will eventually act in the mode of ignorance. Example देता हूँ. The biggest example and the easiest example for all parents to understand is, if you do not give your child positive engagements, what will the child be doing? That's an example of mode of ignorance, right? Because you can't, no human being can just sit without doing anything. For example, many times people get into watching unsolicited content. I don't want to explain more than this. I'm sure all of you are intelligent to understand what I'm saying, right? Why does that tendency come in human beings? Because of idle mind. That's all. When the mind is idle, what will happen? Who will play? The devil will build his workshop over there, right? Therefore, Krishna is saying never be idle, because Maya will push you to act in the three modes of nature. Therefore, he says that never be attached to not doing your duty. Now, what is your duty? That will be revealed to you in course of time. Okay. There are, of course, I'm getting into a lecture now. Okay, I don't want to do that because then I'll not be able to. But I'll give a class on this later on. Okay. Just understand this much, that all of us have four types of nature. Either we have Brahminical nature or Kshatriya nature or Vaishya nature or Shudra nature. We have to understand our own natures, right? Right?
Where's the description of all the nature?
Where is the
description of these?
It's there in today's spiritual edification. That's why these are all connected. But still, Brahmana's nature is to do what? Education. Brahmana means what? Education. So if you are doing education, if you are doing consulting, all this is what activity? Brahminical activity. If you are doing administration, management, you know the difference between consultants and management, right? If you are in the management, then what are you? Kshatriya. Kshatriya means administration and management. Okay. Kshatriya also means warriors. That is also Kshatriya. Okay. Which means you are administering the country in one sense, right? Vaishya means what? Gujarati. Trade, right? Trade, business, like that. Generating money in the economy, wealth in the economy. And Shudra is what? Working with their own hands. Shudras are not required, obviously. Correct or no? They are very much required. All four are glorious. This is what we will learn in today's chapter. Okay? So never to look down upon the word Shudra. Don't look down. That is what our nonsense people, some people in India have done. Right? And because of which there is, man is against man. हम सब ने इसको misinterpret करके इसका कबाड़ा बनाया है इंडिया में. Right? So now all of you, the future spiritual leaders, will need to understand it the way Krishna has beautifully explained this. So Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra is based on what? Guna and karma. In simple, it's also called Varna, right? It's based on aptitudes. You will know what aptitude you have, right? For example, my aptitude is what? My natural aptitude is to teach. Where does it come under? Brahman. But what do I do? What do I do during the daytime? I'm a manager. So what am I doing? Kshatriya, right? Correct? When I started my career, what was I doing? Shudra. I was doing with my own hands everything. Right? Correct? Coding bhi khud hi karo, testing bhi khud hi karo. Right? Okay? Right? And when I go into becoming a business development guy, then what am I doing? Vaishya. I'm generating wealth further. Right? The moment I get, almost now I have that kind of a thing. I have half Kshatriya, half P&L responsibility. In IT language, I'll explain. If you have a P&L responsibility, then you are already a Vaishya. Then you'll have to think how to grow the business. Repeat business, we call it. Because Infosys is known for repeat business. So we like to keep on churning. Usko hi nichodo. Sugar cane ke raske jaisa. Aur milega customers se. So we have to use our Vaishya. So these four are all four are actually required for proper running of the economy, right? So never to look down upon one word over the other. So we will understand it in its proper perspective. Okay? Abhi ke liye theek hai itna? So, but everyone has to do their duty in this world. Okay? Our duty is based upon where we fall under, right? Of course, there is a supreme duty. What is the supreme duty for everyone, regardless of who they are, is to chant, serve, devotional service. That is a common duty for everyone. Our main duty is what? Having got the human form of life, to develop love of God. Okay. So then he says, then never consider yourself the cause of the results of your activities, because what will happen in that case? You will think you are the doer. That means what? Acting under the influence of false ego. मैंने ये सब खड़ा किया है, like that. Okay. Yesterday only we were discussing, many people take medicines. Some people get cured, some people don't get cured taking the same medicine. Has the medicine only the reason which has got cured you? Is medicine only the cause? For example, one patient was saved. This is a real story. There was this saintly personality. His name is Radha Govind Swami. He went to hospital and then the doctor gave him something and he got discharged. This person is a saintly person. So his disciples and Maharaj, they were sitting and the doctor came. And then all the devotees, they told the doctor, okay, thank God Krishna ne bachaya humko. And the doctor was a little bit of he had no idea of Bhagavad Gita. He said, Krishna, I had done the surgery. मैंने उनका जान बचाया है. That's what the doctor said. So immediately Maharaj looked at him and he said, how many surgeries have you done in your life? So he said, many surgeries. कभी कुछ लोग मरे भी हैं क्या? सर हाँ, that means किसने मारा है? तुमने मारा. नहीं वो मैंने नहीं किया. So you can understand now? Can you understand with a simple example how a spiritual person taught the doctor his lesson? Very simple example, right? So we have only a right to do our duty. My mother had 2 surgeries. One saved her life, same surgery later on finished her. So is the surgery the cause of her death? No. Waqt aa gaya hai. When time comes, what happens? Medicines don't work. Doctors don't work. Nothing works when time is up. When my father left his body, when he died 2 years, December 2021, right? He went with a fracture. My father said, thumbs up, dekhe andar gaye. That was the last time I spoke to him. Finished, right? He just said, I'll just get my... Doctor was just going to do a surgery on his foot and correct it. When he came back, he went into sepsis and eventually gone. Can I say the doctor was the cause of his death? No. That's a nice sound. Okay. Okay, you have to be in children's class now. You play in children's class, okay? Play with, yeah. You will also not get bored. Poor fellow. Okay, so what was I saying? So the doctor I cannot blame the doctor. So what has happened? Time has come. And actually an astrologer had said that your time has, he said that you will live up to this age, and exactly he lived up to that age. Okay, so when time comes, so we are not the cause of anything. We have to understand. But for a devotee, what happens? Once you start chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, when you become a devotee of Krishna, then what happens? And you take shelter of a spiritual master. उस दिन से आपका कर्मा खत्म. उस दिन से you come under the personal jurisdiction of who? Krishna. That day is called as the day you take shelter. Guru Ashraya. Guru Pad Ashraya. आपके सबके जीवन में, if you continue coming for the programs, वो दिन जरूर आएगा. That is the day when all your karma is accepted by your spiritual master, and then from that day, whatever good or bad things that come in your life are directly given by Who? Krishna. Now you are not on autopilot of Durga Devi. You are not on the autopilot of your own karma. And Krishna will then give you things in your life to bring you closer and closer to him and to completely detach you from this material world. Right? That is what is called as detachment. Is not so easy. Is it so easy going back to spiritual world? Is it a good proposition to come as the next generation? Do you want to come as the children of your children? No. Okay, bachpan se hi. Chat GPT. Do you want to do that? ये दुनिया में संसार में आना है वापस ऐसे वाला संसार में where robots are moving like that. किसको आना है इस संसार में? Gone. Vedic culture is almost dying day by day. Third class people are going to rule, right? So therefore we have to finish off our supreme duty is what? To save ourselves and get out of this samsar chakra. Okay. So we are running severely behind time today. Okay. And I am getting warning. Okay. So we will quickly read the japa paragraph. We have already done japa. Chalo, फटाफट पढ़ते हैं. Okay. Who wants to read fast? Who is a fast reader? आप पढ़िए.
Shri Namamrita, the nectar of the holy name. The yoga system, as it was recommended in Satyuga, the golden age, was to always meditate on Vishnu. In the Treta Yuga, one could practice yoga by performing a great sacrifice. And in the next age, Dwapar Yuga, one could achieve perfection by temple worship. The present age is called Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga means the age of quarrel and disagreement. No one agrees with anyone else. Everyone has his own theory. Everyone has his own philosophy. If I do not agree with you, you fight me. This is a symptom of Kali Yuga. The only method recommended in this age is chanting the holy name of God. One can attain that perfection in self-realization, which was attained by the yoga system in Satyuga, by performing of great sacrifice in Treta Yuga, by large-scale temple worship in Dwapar Yuga. That perfection can be attained by simple method of Hari Kirtana. Hari means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kirtana means to glorify. Reference, Krishna consciousness, the topmost yoga system.
That's a book by Prabhupada. Okay, वहाँ से ये paragraph उठाया गया है. So, what is the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga? Hari Naam Sankirtan. जो benefit सत्य युगा में meditation में मिल रहा था या fire sacrifices में मिल रहा था द्वापर, no, and temple worship, Dwapar Yuga and all that, the same benefit you can get in Kali Yuga simply by chanting. So our yajna is what? Sankirtan yajna. So हम लोग का, that's why chanting is the most important activity we can ever do in our life. All other activities are a useless waste of time. कितना भी मजा आए उसमें, it is still going to take you to your next birth, which you don't want. Right? This is the only activity. So we have to take chanting process very seriously. Anyone has increased chanting since the last time we met? Hare Krishna. How much now?
6 to 7.
6 to 7. Hare Krishna. Every week you are the only one who is giving report. Nobody else is chanting or what? How many of you are chanting at least one round every day? Very nice. That's so beautiful. Okay, some of us are not chanting even one round till now. ठीक है. If you are not even chanting one round, okay, then my question to you is, what is stopping you? You don't have to answer that. Okay. One round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra takes how much time? 7 minutes नहीं है अपने पास. For the greatest benefit that ये संसार से दोबारा नहीं आना पड़ेगा सड़ने के लिए यहाँ पे. नहीं है, 7 minutes नहीं है. 7 minutes if you give to God, which KPI of your office will you not be able to meet? Which admission in grammar school or scholarship that your children are going to get, which they will not get because you are doing 7 minutes to Krishna. Think like that. Which performance appraisal are you going to get outstanding rating by not giving 7 minutes to the Lord? If you actually look at it, it is nothing. It is just still not having faith in the messages of Krishna. So, if that is happening here, more lectures. Because by now, in our program, we expect that people should be on a steady state of at least 2 या 3 round chanting करने का. That should be the level by now, because 1 year old this program is. Okay. Of course, some of you are coming, sporadically into the program. So therefore, what will happen when you come like that? What will happen? You will not get that seriousness. We will not get the depth. So please come regularly for the program and gradually every Ekadashi increase one round. You will see that it is having magic in your life. You will see आपका life change हो जाएगा अच्छे के लिए. Put your faith not in me because who am I to say anything. Put your faith in the principle of bhakti because भगवान का है ना ये भगवान का नाम है. So take it and you will see that many things which are difficult for you in your life will become very easy for you in your life. Because why? Krishna will make it easy. If you take one step towards him, what will happen? उनको 6 मिनट दोगे तो वो 10 लाख देगा. नो नॉट दैट सॉन्ग. वो बहुत सारा टाइम देगा आपको. ठीक है. He will make life much easier for you. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay. Spiritual edification. Now we have only 20 minutes. Okay. 17 minutes out of that we'll have to finish in 17 minutes. Whatever is a 45-minute exercise. So we want rapid readers now. Very fast. ऐसा आराम से पढ़ोगे तो नहीं होने वाला है. Sorry. Fast reading. कीर्ति माता जी. Fast reading.
From the civilization and transcendence, by His divine grace, A.C. Bhakti.
Please concentrate on the paragraph, because one speaker can finish reading today. Yeah.
By His divine grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. The Vedic system of religion we have been describing, the Varnashrama system created by Krishna, is not to be confused with the present-day caste system, determination of social divisions by birth. But as to eradication of all social divisions, it cannot be done. This is still more foolishness because Krishna himself says, Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhagashaha. This system of 4 divisions according to quality and work is ordained by me. But the difficulty is that this so-called caste system has come in on account of the false notion that in order to be a Brahmana, one must be the son of a Brahmana. That is the caste system. But Krishna does not say that. He says according to quality and work. He never says according to birth. And how does one get qualified? That is also described. For instance, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes the qualities of Brahmanas as follows. Shamo dhamas tapas shaucham kshantir arjavam evacha jnanam vijnanam astikyam. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom and religiousness. So people who want to become Brahmanas must be educated to acquire these qualities. Certainly, the wrong caste system should be abolished and educational centers should be opened for teaching people how to become genuine Brahmanas and Kshatriyas. Our point is, wherever you go, you will find a first-class man who is truthful. Now, wherever you find a truthful man, you can classify him as a Brahmana and train him to serve the social body in that capacity as a spiritual teacher and advisor. That is wanted. Why assume, here is the son of a truthful man, therefore he is truthful, a Brahmana? This is a misconception. You have to find the truthful men all over the world and train them as Brahmanas. That we are doing. If you follow these principles, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, no meat eating, you are a Brahmana. Come on and receive further training. The fellow's father may be a meat eater, a gambler or a drunkard. But if he himself is truthful and agreeable to the Brahmanical life, then tell him, all right, come on, you are welcome. Then everything will be all right. The benefit will be that the whole social body will function harmoniously. The social body must have a brain and arms and a belly and legs to be complete. If there is no brain, no head, then what is the use of this arms and legs and belly? It's all dead. So in the human society, if there is not a class of learned, truthful and honest men with all the Brahmanical qualification, then the society is ruined. That is why people are perplexed. Today always, everyone is trained to be a Shudra, a laborer. Go to the factory. That's all. Go to the factory and get money. And when a man gets some money, he immediately purchases wine and women. So, if you try to make society classless, you will produce such men, useless men, disturbing to the social body. If you take to this system, then the social body will be perfect. Not only Hindus, but also for the Christians, for Mohammedans, for everyone. But when you fully surrender to Krishna, you can give up all the regulations pertaining to these 4 classes. That's why Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. In the ultimate issue, my instruction is to give up all the religious formularies, including even the Vedic formularies, and simply surrender to me. Brahmana Dharma, Kshatriya Dharma, Hindu Dharma, this Dharma, that Dharma. Give all these up and simply surrender to Krishna, because ultimate aim of Dharma is to come to Krishna. You directly come to me, then everything is alright. Krishna is personally advising Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Give up all your concocted religion and surrender to me alone. Take his advice and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Very nicely read. Very powerfully read. Okay, we'll go directly into the question because she has read so well. Okay. What has Krishna said about the caste system?
He says that the caste system should not be on the basis of birth,
Very
but on
good.
the basis of the quality and worth.
Very good. From now onwards, this is something we will all remember. Caste system is not based on birth. It is based on quality and work. The son of a doctor need not be a doctor. Okay, very nice. Next one. What are the qualities of a Brahmana according to Krishna in Bhagavad Gita? What are the qualities of a Brahman? Yes.
Yes, with man
Very good. Anything else?
and serve the social body.
Sorry?
Self-control.
Yes, very good. Austerity. The man. Listen, these are all the qualities of a Brahmana. If you see the Sanskrit, Samo Damas Tapas Chaucham Shantir Arjamam Evacha Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam. This is from Bhagavad Gita, this verse. Krishna is explaining to Arjuna. What is Brahman, what is Kshatriya, what is Vaishya, what is Shudra. Everything is there in Bhagavad Gita. So Lord is explaining these qualities. If you want to call yourself a Brahman, we must cultivate these qualities, right? Brahmana means what? Why we must cultivate these qualities? Why Brahmana is specifically required? Does it mean that these qualities are not required for others? It's not like that. It means Brahmana definitely has to have these qualities. Brahmana means responsibility. I will give you an example by which you will understand. I always give this example. In corporate structure, okay, I think I explained this before also in this class. Okay, have you heard of the McKinsey 7S model? Have you heard of this? I have told you this in this class also, no? Before you have heard of this, right? McKinsey 7S model. You have heard of this? No? Yes?
You mentioned
I mentioned this before. Yeah. So this McKinsey 7S model you can use to study any company, how it is functioning, any organization, and then get it out of its sick industry. You can use this as a framework. So even the modern day management gurus, and McKinsey is the world's best management organization for corporates, right? So even they have said is that at the center, they said there are 7 S's which result in success of an organization. You know what is the centralmost S? सबसे बुनियाद वाला S क्या है? They call it as shared values. What do they call it as? Shared values. So values के बगैर no organization will survive the test of time. Otherwise we'll have all those companies like that takeover tycoon Rajaratnam who went to jail after that. Correct? All sorts of aji-baji they will do. But such organizations will not stand the test of time. So there has to be some basic values in an organization. Nowadays, any organization you go to, for example, 2-3 days back only I was doing a learning course for the bank. Okay, even the banks, or any organization for the matter, all of you might be doing learning courses in your organization. So every bank has to think about what? Sustainability, environment consciousness, regardless of which business you are into, your carbon emissions, right? So this is called as value systems. Okay. Most of the banks were charged with millions of dollars and billions of dollars of fines. You know why? Because of charging customer without providing a service. You know about that, right? Right? So therefore, values is so much required at the core of everything. Today we see PricewaterhouseCoopers itself. What happened in Australia? Everything, it was shameful. Correct? Why? Because of leaders who did not have values, right? So when you have a valueless think tank, when the think tank leaders don't have values, praja ko kahan se aayega values? Correct? Right? So therefore it is said Because the Brahmanas are the think tank of society. They are into education and value driving, right? That is why the Brahmana's duty is to cultivate all these qualities. Does it make sense? So when you see a Brahmana, he should have all these qualities. Then only, if you don't have, how are you going to teach the others? How are you going to teach the Kshatriya, Vaishyas and Shudras? Everybody will act according to his own mind. Correct or no? Yes? Yeah. Okay. So that is what, that's an example. When can we give up all regulations regarding the caste system? कब ये सब caste system छोड़ सकते हैं हम? Under which situation, circumstance? Yes. When you fully surrender to Krishna, then we can. Once we are surrendered to Krishna, once we start working for Krishna, then we never have this heart. Because please understand, मैं ब्राह्मण हूँ, मैं वैश्य हूँ, मैं क्षत्रिय हूँ, मैं शूद्र हूँ. All these are talking about what? Our material identities. Our spiritual identity is neither Brahman, nor Kshatriya, nor Vaishya, nor Shudra. What is the only spiritual identity we have? That we are servant of God. That's all. That's our spiritual identity, right? But in services, in doing our services to the Lord, we can use our aptitude in serving the Lord. Please understand. You can use your Brahminical nature in serving the Lord. You can use your Kshatriya nature in serving the Lord. You can use your Vaishya nature in serving the Lord. And you can use your Shudra nature in serving the Lord. So therefore, what do? We take this Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Shudra nature of ours and we put it in the fire of bhakti. Does it make sense to you? And when we act in that way, we are acting neither as a Brahman, nor as a Kshatriya, nor as a Vaishya, nor as a Shudra. We are only acting in bhakti. Does it make sense to you? Did you understand this example? I'll give you an example of this. For example, in temple, what does Krishna says? Krishna says, go ahead and do preaching. Spread my message. Now, in order to spread the message, you have to be well read in the Shastras. Correct or no? For example, if you have to give a class, you have to know what you are speaking first of all. You have to have a good grip in the subject matter. True or false? Yes, no? Correct? So then you have to teach the scriptures. Now what kind of service is that? Whose service is that? Which Varna is operating now? Brahminical hat. This is your Brahminical hat. Now, just Brahmanas are good enough? In the temple, what happens? You have to discipline also, na? Hey, no playing here in the courtyard. Hey, this is not allowed in the temple. Somebody comes with a bottle of alcohol in the temple. Excuse me, you can't enter with this, right? Or someone is, drunk and he's coming and abusing the women in the temple. What do? First you tell him nicely, excuse me, please, can you please leave the temple immediately? You can't, come close to the ladies here, like that. Go. Am I? And then if he raises his fist, what do? Do you sing Samsara Dhavan? Do you call a Brahmana? Let me sit and tell you the science of self-realization. What do you have to do? You have to catch him by the scruff of his collar and throw him out of the temple. What is that? Kshatriya. Who are you acting for? Krishna. You are protecting his devotees. So Kshatriya should not be looked down upon. Everyone is important. Every service is important. Then, is that good enough? How will the temple run without? So somebody goes out. There are many people in our temple who are brilliant in fundraising. So they go out and do fundraising. So raise funds for Krishna. That way what will happen? You will dovetail your Vaishya mentality, tendency in Krishna Bhakti. And others, what do? Cook for the Lord, clean the temple, they paint the temple. These are all what activities? Working with your own hands, not to be looked down upon, very important. All of them are required, right? So dovetail, जो भी आपका nature है, उसको भक्ति में use करो. Nobody is useless. Krishna has given everyone one talent. All of us have one talent. So we just use it. Two spiritual masters, they are very big saints in ISKCON. They told me many years back, your nature is Brahminical. You don't get into management in temple. You go and preach. But of course, still temple has pulled me into management. That's a different issue because I have experience in corporate life of managing. Therefore, I'm in the management council of the temple, in the management executive committee. But I have myself told temple president many times, I'm most happy not sitting in management meetings. I'm most happy giving spiritual education because that is my pravriti, that is my nature. They tried to put me in the kitchen also. I did kitchen service for 2-3 years. After that, my temple president told me, can you get out from here? Because I was cutting vegetables and I forgot to put that. What is that? Oh, niche rakhte hai na, wo kya rakhte hai usko? And I was scratching the thing. Anil Prabhu, our temple president, he said, can you be out of this place? I said, what Prabhu? I'm doing nice cooking. He said, no. First of all, you are very slow in the kitchen. By the time you cut vegetables, udhar ho jayega sab kaam. No, you are not meant for this. He told me, go and start a preaching program in the northern suburb. That's what I want you to do. Let that be your service. Okay? You engage in teaching, preaching, and you be an advisor. Okay? You play such roles for the temple. Okay? Right? Of course, it doesn't mean I should not do that because I started my service in pot washing. But if you see my physique, am I built for big pots? No. When I started my Krishna consciousness for 2-3 years, I did pot washing only. That's how I started my service. Then I did book distribution. But eventually what happened? I got settled down. I came to know what is what this is that keeps me also going. So then like that, all of you will find your service and that will be your duty. Everyone understood? Okay. This example I'm giving. Okay. Okay. Explain with an example why it is ridiculous to Prabhuji 5 minutes dena aaj humko. Why? Explain with an example why it is ridiculous to determine one's caste by birth. Why it is ridiculous? Where is it written in the paragraph? The son of a... Yeah. Can we say son of a doctor is a doctor? That is called as determining something by birth. Calling Pappu the Prime Minister of... Correct. Correct. So man has to have something in himself to lead a country. Correct, no? So therefore we can't just put anybody on the job just because he is the son of an influential politician. They will ruin the country, right? You need abilities to govern something. You need a particular nature, a level of maturity to do something. But every person can do something different. So if we try to act out of our jurisdiction, out of our aptitudes, then we make a fool of ourselves. Does it make sense? Actually, nobody is a fool. Everyone has got a talent, right? If somebody cannot be the prime minister, they can be something else and they will shine there. But problem is everyone wants one seat. That is the problem, right? Everyone wants power, right? But we are not meant for that. Sometimes we are not meant to sit in positions of power. We are better off assisting people in positions of power. They are happy, we are happy, society is also happy. Otherwise, we will go there and create politics. Correct? Okay. Why is everyone a Shudra at the present moment?
Because everybody is running after money.
Okay, everybody is running after money. How?
Working in the factories.
Correct. Everyone is simply going to factories and working for someone. Nobody is questioning, where am I working? Is this a bona fide religion? Is it a business which is running in accordance with scriptural injunctions? If we think like that, all of us are Shudras. I can say, oh, I work with the bank. But who is the bank funding? The bank is funding the slaughterhouses. So if I do a nice, beautiful IT program, by which animals are slaughtered more efficiently, am I not going to get the karma for it? Yes, sir, I am going to. Because I have also been part of creating that efficiencies in sinning. Does it make sense? If the bank is funding the booze industry or the gambling industry, if for example, the bank I work for, they fund a Crown Casino, right? Where people are gambling. So I am just, if I bring technology by which more gambling machines are invented, then I am also part of that karma, right? So that is how karma works. So therefore, what happens? It is said, Kalava Shudra Sambhava. All of us are Shudras. But the good part, what we do is, we are in this Kali Yuga. There are certain things which we cannot help. So what we try to do? We try to make the best use of a bad bargain. What we use, at least the money which we get from that, we use it in Krishna's service. So what happens? Those activities, whatever we get out of our activities, we use it in Krishna's service. Whatever abilities we have, we also do in devotional service. Therefore, we don't get reactions for that Ugra Karma. Does it make sense to you? That is the power of Bhakti. Okay. How can people be trained to be a Brahman? How can people be trained to be a Brahman?
4 principles.
Yes. The first thing is to stop sinning. What are the 4 sins? Under any circumstances, 4 activities cannot be justified. Meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling. There cannot, nobody can say हालत का मारा था इसीलिए पी लिया. No nonsense. हालत का मारा था तो मंदिर में भी आ सकता था. पीने का क्या जरूरत है? और पीने से तेरे हालत ठीक हो. किसके हालत ठीक हुए हैं पीने से? Tell me one person who has got nirvana by drinking alcohol. No one. Right? So therefore, under any circumstance, these 4 activities are classified as sinful activities. Okay? Therefore, how to be trained in as a Brahmana? First step is to give up all these 4 sins. So if someone comes and tells, sir, apun bhi Brahman hai, dekho, he removes the thread from here. First you have to ask, पीते हो? हाँ सर कभी कभी मार लेता हूँ. ऐसे चुपचाप बैठो, थ्रेड वर्ड निकाल रही, बंद कर. Don't show, don't call yourself as Brahman. Brahman means what? I will tell you another definition of Brahman. Brahman means Patan, Patan, Yajan, Yajan and Dadati Pratigraha. This is the job of a Brahman as per the scriptures. Patan, Patan means what? A Brahmana in the initial years studies the scriptures and in the later years teaches the scriptures. That is what is called as Brahman. A Brahman who does yajnas, right? That is what a Brahman does for the welfare of society, not yajnas saying that हाँ ये यज्ञ करोगे तो 2 लाख लगेगा, थोड़ा घी ज़्यादा डालूंगा 3 लाख लगेगा. आपको कौन सा चाहिए? मॉड्यूल ये या मॉड्यूल? This is not Brahman, this is Vaishya, this is business. This is not Brahman. Brahmana actually does yajna and is satisfied with what is given to him. But we are also rascals. We also don't want to give to Brahmanas. That is why Brahmanas are also corrupt. I will talk about why the whole Brahminical system has collapsed in some later lecture, not today. Okay, because I am being watched from the staircase. Okay. So, how can a people train to be a Brahmana? By following the 4 principles. What is the ultimate goal of all religion? How do we achieve it? Ultimate goal of all religion is what? Sarva Dharman. Ultimate goal is to give up all these social orders वगैरह and just work for who? भगवान के लिए काम करेंगे हम लोग. We will dovetail our whole life into now working for Krishna. It doesn't mean you have to join the temple. You can still go to your office and make money. You can still run your business. But the proceeds of that, what we do? We use in Krishna Bhakti. Now you will say, that means क्या मेरे को अपना सब पैसा मंदिर को देना पड़ेगा? No. That's not what we are saying. That's not practical also. Will anyone do it? People will run away. अगला क्लास में कोई नहीं आएगा. Correct. That's not what Krishna is also saying. We have to use whatever is required for our doing our familial duties. But what is our family duty? To give good education to our children, to give reasonable facilities where we can survive. But then we all know what is the difference between necessities, comforts, luxuries and extravagance. We all know that. Correct? So that is where Krishna will observe. Despite getting a lot of money, is this person now iska dimag hatiya gaya, now is he just running after luxuries, or is he using his money wisely? Because actually whatever we earn, whose money it is? Because who is the doer? We, as I said last time, we think that the source of our income is the source of our maintenance, but that's not correct. The source of our income is not the source of our maintenance. The source of our maintenance is who? Krishna. Income comes through office based on our karma. Right? So we have to really understand this subject matter properly. Right? So therefore we use whatever we have in maintaining a Krishna conscious family and in also giving charity to the temple. Right? And we use our money in spreading Krishna conscious activities, in adopting Krishna conscious activities as well as in spreading Krishna conscious activities. Application question. Discuss the benefits of dividing society according to Varnashrama. Some quick benefits. If you are given a due thought, what do you think? Just small answer. What are the benefits?
Everyone will be able to work according to their skills.
Very good. Everyone very happily working according to their skills and aptitudes. Brilliant. Yes. Anything else?
You're creating more order in the society.
Very good. We are creating more order in society and creating less discord. Look at what is happening in Tamil Nadu today. Nonsense, right? They are saying Sanatan Dharma is like leprosy. Somebody is saying. That too the chief minister is saying that, his son, right? Udayanidhi Stalin. He is making nonsensical comments. Why? Because what they want to maintain. Some people want the caste system thinking that they are upper caste so that they can subjugate the lower caste. Some people want to associate with the lower caste so they need not work in office, or they can get admission without merit. So both this nonsense is going on. Correct? With this system, what is going to happen? The meritorious are going to get frustrated and the oppressed are going to get further and further angry. Yehi hone wala, right? Because no one really understands what is the real caste system. So what will happen once when we understand this, we will never look down upon someone as lower caste, neither will we think of ourselves as upper caste. We will just understand all four are required to have a beautiful, harmonious cohesion in society. Everyone is important doing their jobs, right? Okay. Discuss how it would be if everyone were to be surrendered to Krishna. How will it be? Everything will be all right, right? Everyone will work towards, I'll give you the one example which you can take home today, okay? You have all gone to a lake, you have sat next to a lake, उधर एक पत्थर रहता है तो क्या करते हैं हम लोग कभी कभी? Correct? Have you played that game? Throwing the water into that. When you throw one stone, what do you get in the water? See how beautiful, no? Concentric circles. एक center होता है and, but if you throw two stones, what happens? सब खत्म. What is the point? If everyone in society has got Krishna in the center, then what will happen? We will have beautiful concentric circles, very lot of harmony with one single center. But if someone says, for you Krishna is center, but for me, I am the center, then what happens? Gone. Putin will say, I am the center. Or Russian Trudeau will say, I am the center. Somebody else will say, I am the center. Somebody else will say, I am the center. So what will happen? Many centers are only going to collide. Therefore, if the whole society becomes Krishna consciousness, everyone will have one reference point of value systems based on the scriptures. Therefore, there will be harmony in society. Okay? Okay. Preaching is the essence. Who wants to read? Yes. Shruti Maharaj. Padhiye.
When a person
नहीं पहला लाइन भूल गए.
preaching is the essence, all devotees must preach.
All devotees must. Okay.
When a person actually revives his consciousness with thoughts of Krishna by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he revives his spiritual life and becomes addicted to the service of the Lord. Only then can he act as an acharya. In other words, everyone should engage in preaching, following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, one will be very much appreciated by Lord Krishna and will quickly be recognized by him. Actually, a devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must engage in preaching in order to increase the followers of the Lord. But by thus preaching actual Vedic knowledge all over the world, one will benefit all mankind. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 7.153.
Very good. Okay. GC is not copy to all. Okay. Thank you very much. So what is our primary duty in this world? What is the best service we can do for the Lord? Either we can directly do frontline preaching or we can assist the preachers. For example, we have a beautiful team here, okay, who are working in the background, and many of you who are now volunteering, right? Somebody is arranging the, I see always somebody is serving the prasadam, somebody is arranging the carpets, somebody is washing the utensils, some people are cooking. So all of you therefore are contributing to the preaching mission. Preaching mission doesn't mean, person only who speaks. Preaching is what? Everyone is coming together in unity and everyone is acting as per his or her inclinations, aptitudes, how Krishna is inspiring them to serve the Lord, right? So preaching doesn't mean only giving lectures. Preaching means it's a whole set of activities, right? Okay? So we'll stop here. Now, before we say break for prasadam, announcements. Next week, the program will be, now we are going to have a change of venue of this program. Everyone is aware, no? We gave you a heads up, right? So please do not, folded hands request. Please do not stop coming for the program. नहीं वो stress level grow में ही रहेगा तो ही मैं कृष्ण भक्ति करूँगा. Please let your mind not tell you that message, okay? भक्ति कहाँ कोई भी घर से कर सकते हैं, right? So next week, because Mataji and Prabhuji are not there, no? Okay. So they are already very stressed. Program sab log aana chahiye, like that. I am also, so I have also prayed and come to the Lord. Okay. So therefore, next program will be in Atul Prabhu's house. Is he here? No? Okay. He is not here, but it will be in Atul Prabhu's house. Okay. Now so if some of you don't know who is Atul Prabhu, definitely you will get an address where the program is. So please come for the address. Which suburb is it? Tarnit. Is Tarnit very far away from here? Like Mulund to Churchgate? No. Please come. Only 2 minutes और drive लगेगा. Maybe कम भी लगेगा. If you are living, how many of you live in Tarnit anyway? हो गया ना बात. Okay. So you don't even have to travel this much. So please come for the program. Don't say Tarnit में नहीं आएंगे. Okay. So please come. Right? We don't want a break in the program. The following week after that, what is it? Retreat. Please register for it. So we will not have this class. We will take attendance in that class. Okay. So please come for the retreat. Okay. And during these 2 weeks, we will keep you posted on उसके बाद का weeks कहाँ पे होने वाला है. Right? Right? So I know that many of you have come voluntarily and offered your houses. Thank you very much for that initiative. By offering your house for the Lord's worship, you are actually purifying your house. Krishna is, and you are allowing him entry into your house. It is said that, I'm quoting Bhagavatam, please don't misunderstand me. It is said, a house where Krishna's devotees are not welcome is called as the hole of serpents. मैं नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, Bhagavatam is saying. Okay, because serpents don't want to allow anyone to enter like that. But devotee means what? Who opens out all their resources and assets for Krishna's devotees. On Krishna के भक्त के चरण आपके घर में पड़ेंगे. There is nothing more auspicious than that you can ever do in your house. Whatever puja you may do, puja, yantra, tantra, कुछ भी करो. But एक संत का चरण आपके घर पे पड़ेगा, उससे बड़ा कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता आपके घर के लिए. So it's a privilege for to host a program like this. Krishna will send you an opportunity, but I'm sure all of you are already, actually many of you are fighting मेरे घर में, which is a good competition to have. Okay, thank you very much for that. Last one announcement. Again, Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, this is your opportunity in the Bhadra month. Okay. The Bhagavatam sets are being offered for nearly half the price. 500 ke jagah some 300, 350 something, Please take advantages of this offer. Srimad Bhagavatam is almost like, is same as Krishna ka Murti. Bhagavatam ki aarti hoti hai. Have you heard that? In Vrindavan, Bhagavatam ki aarti hoti hai. Because Bhagavatam is Krishna in the book form. Right? So please invite, this is the month. You can start reading it later, but take advantage of the discount. Someday you will have to see Bhagavatam के बगैर नहीं जा सकते हैं कृष्ण भगवान के पास. 100% नहीं जाएगा, कोई नहीं जाएगा. Without Srimad Bhagavatam, none of us are going back to God. And I am saying this after studying Srimad Bhagavatam for 15 years, 17 years of my life. Right? Srimad Bhagavatam is going to be our main scripture. Bhagavad Gita भी हो जाएगा. All of you are already now getting into Bhagavad Gita. But after this Srimad Bhagavatam की study होगी आप लोगों की. Right? So please get your copy, and even during the course, you can start studying Srimad Bhagavatam. You know why? Why Srimad Bhagavatam study is important? Because death can come anytime. It will not come at 70, 80. किसी ने guarantee नहीं दिया है. But Bhagavatam पढ़ोगे यदि, so you are guaranteed you are going back to Godhead in this very lifetime. If you study Bhagavatam, this is Bhagavatam's promise. Bhagavad Gita में भी उतना power नहीं है जितना Bhagavatam में है. Please take Bhagavatam very seriously. Okay? I'm telling you, it's not the temple is going to become millionaire. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. This is not about money. If you don't take it, that's okay. Nothing is going to go wrong, right? But you have given me this opportunity to be of some service in your spiritual life, so I have to sit in this Vasasan and tell you what is benefit for you. So please take benefit of this Bhadra Purnima and invite Srimad Bhagavatam into your house. Please give your expressions of interest to my wife. She is going to be coming here, so please go and let her know to collect your set so that we can then arrange for your sets. Whatever language you want it in, please tell. Srimad Bhagavatam Hindi one set, Srimad Bhagavatam English, Gujarati, जो भी चाहिए आपको, Marathi. Please ask her, she will note down and then we will cater to that. Okay? Hare Krishna. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Prabhu, thank you very much sir, for being patient with me today. I am indebted to you. Mahaprasade Govinde, Namo Brahmane Vaishnave, Swalpa Punyavatam Rajan, Vishwaso Naiva Jayate, शरीरा विद्या जाल जड़ेन्द्रिय ताहे काल जीवे फैले विषय सागरे तारा मध्य जीवाति लोभोमय सुदुर्मति ताके जेता कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ो दयोमय कोरी बारे जीव जाय सब प्रसाद अन्न दिलो भाई से अन्नामृत पाओ श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे दाको श्री चैतन्यताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we will send this prayer. I am seeing that many of you are still not used to this prayer, no? And I see I am the only one chanting. Some of you are moving your lips, but so what we'll do is we'll send this prayer on WhatsApp. Learn this prayer. And उसका benefits देखो, ये prayer बोलने का benefits है. Okay? See the English meaning of this prayer. It's a very powerful prayer. It means give me control over my tongue, oh my dear Lord, so that I eat only your prasadam and may this prasadam purify my consciousness. That's the meaning of this prayer. Okay? Hare Krishna.